everyone, welcome or welcome back here to my channel where I play PineHut Zoo. My name is Nissa and today we're gonna make the final zoo tour in this zoo I didn't think I was going to finish because of the new DLC. So I've been building, I think, 2 habitats a day the last week or so. Not true, I did also do other stuff some days, but most of the days I built 2 habitats. One day I built 3. Because I just really wanted to build for this zoo. This was something I planned for a long time. I did wanted to make it bigger, but I decided to go with the ideas I feel strongly about. So we will have that in the zoo, of course. But at the time of recording this was supposed to be alive. But again, it felt weird to go live with this before being able to show you me building the habitats. So yeah, all of that out there. But let's get into it. Let me show you PineHut Zoo. It's probably, it's not the best zoo I ever made, I don't think, but it has some of the best elements that I'm the happiest about. And I'm actually gonna start out here on the road because we did this beautiful waterfall area outside of the zoo, and I just really want to show that off. So that's what we're gonna do here first. And I'm so happy about how it turned out. I think it's beautiful. I plan to make this, as I said, live, but I can't. So therefore I decided to record this as is alive, so I don't plan to actually edit this much. So you get the real me, unfiltered me, so good luck with that. But look at this! And with the mountain in the background, it's so... Oh, I'm happy about this. I did fix the weather, I think, so we're gonna have a sunny day here in my zoo, but we may change the weather up a little bit as we go along. But let's get in here. Again, parking lot here I stole. On that speed build I linked the blueprint below, so you can get that in the workshop along with all of these beautiful cars. I did recolor most of them, I think, but they also all from different blueprints from the workshop. Now this curb here wasn't on purpose. It worked fine until I decided to make the basement down here. The basement we're gonna go through ends here with the wall, but we have the backstage area that actually is under the parking lot here. So that's why we get this curb here, which I tried to remove, but I couldn't. Let's get up here. Where's everyone? Oh, it's because I closed the zoo to take a picture to get people out, so now there's no one in here. So now they all arrive. Oh, why can't I get through here? Then I'm just gonna cheat the system. Haha. And right from here we of course have our big welcome sign. We have a coffee shop. We have our information, and the coffee shop was pretty much because we are in a taiga biome. You come in, you're cold, you're freezing. Imagine here this winter it gets real cold. You need something hot that you can just get in a cup and then move forward, especially because you probably will have kids with you, so you will need somehow to have these kids that really want to keep going, but at the same time be able to get something hot. I'm not sure how we're gonna do this. Basically we have the restaurant here where you go in, but you can also exit it from the Madagascar jungle. However, what do I... Okay, we have protesters. We start really well out here. I actually think we're gonna end it there, I think. So we can go out here and then into the restaurant here. As I said, the bunking up and down here, I tried to fix it, but I couldn't. So this is what we're working with. You don't belong there, to be honest. You belong out, like, out here. But from here you can of course see in the Madagascar jungle. Then you can build the or see the fusas. In here I'm just gonna take here. I have aging turned off. Yes, I remember doing that. Because we don't want all the animals to die before we get around to it. Then here you can of course look into the gift shop, and then out there and beneath us here we have our night house. It doesn't seem, however, like we can see any of the fusas. Oh, I think I saw one. Yeah, you can see there. One is jumping around here. I do feel like you will get a better view of them from other angles, but they can get fairly close up here. And some people will love being able to eat this close to the fusa, maybe while the fusa is eating. Again, the fusa eats things that you don't want to eat, so maybe you would prefer another table. So we also have that opportunity over here as well. In our Madagascar jungle, we have this beautiful effect of you having to look up when you move around, because you don't want them to poop down on you. I think we all can agree on that. I'm just gonna... not that button. I'm gonna try and use the free look camera, but it's faster, as you can see. So in here we have the scarab. Scarab beetle? Is it a... sacred scarab beetle? I was close. Then we have a boa constrictor in here, beautiful one. Over here we have the puff. Oh, you have bat. Oh, we have 10 of them in here. That explains a lot. So that should make you a little more happy. Yeah, that's the issue with these exhibit boxes, but that will be fixed with the new update, so we are happy about that. Then here we have the Goliath frog, the Goliath beetle, and the snail, giant tiger land snail. The thing is though, I really wanted all of these to be only Madagascar animals, but I couldn't find enough. We basically don't have enough, so therefore I went in with the tropical Africans, which we have here, and then I went in with other Africans for the rest of it. Here you can see you can sit at the table, but at the same time the lemurs will be fed up here, so it's on your accord if you want to actually sit there for a longer time. But I think it would be quite unique to be able to be so close to the lemurs eating. It's funny sometimes, like you can see like 20 of them just running through. We have a lot of different ones in here, and sometimes just nothing happens. Also, they have all other places to climb. You can see here we have a flock of them, and we also have, of course, they can sleep up here, so they have a reason to actually go up here. I wanted to just go over what we actually have. We have black and white rough lemur, we have black lemur, we have Madagascar ibis, blue-eyed black lemur, a mongoose lemur, red ruff lemur, and you just ring-tailed lemur, ring-tailed vanchira, and black and rufous elephant shrew. Where you can see the elephant shrew over here. It's the little mousy thing. It's not a mouse at all, but it's have that mousy feature to it. Then of course we have the black and white rough lemur there, and the red one there. This one I think is the mongoose lemur jumping up there, and we have the black lemur here. Both the blue-eyed black and the black lemur are only black in the male variants. The females have an orangey color. And here we have the Madagascar ibis, the only animal in here that actually have the Madagascar name. Over here you can see the black, blue-eyed black lemur female over here. They don't use the piano, I'm not sure why, but I haven't heard it in here at all, at any time. Then we will get out that way, I think, but first we're gonna go this way. Here you can see you can get really close to the animals here. They are so beautiful. And here we have the black lemur in female variants. You can see it has this white beard. It's also completely black on the male variation, so everything on the male is completely black. But here you can see I built with a lot of depth. We have the little water area there over there that have this beautiful light. Oh, I forgot to mention we also have barn owls in here. We have ducks, but they are at the water. We have a barn owl up here somewhere. There. And then I think I placed some... Yeah, you can see it here in the tree. We have a barn owl there, and I think we have one more. I don't remember where. They are so small compared to their food here. But because we have so many lemurs and the 1-0 in here, and actually only 2 animals in here that aren't climbing, that makes this a very lively habitat, of course. Yeah, here you can see they use the piano over here instead. Again, blue-eyed black lemur, and the elephant shrew, ibis. Yeah, I'm really happy with what I built here. And I'm gonna just take a look over here. This is the other side of the Fusa habitat. The Fusa can be quite shy, so therefore I decided to build this very much on the for the animal and not the guest, so it can be very difficult to find, but you can still go all the way around it. So if you really want to see it, you can probably. You can see here they have a lot of floors. So they have the ground floor, then they have a small floor down there, another floor there, and then the top floor up here. So there can be a lot of places, and they can also go under this if they really want to get really far away from everything. It doesn't seem like they are anywhere. That's keepers. Okay, if we get to... It's there. If we get to the last viewing point and still don't see it, then I plan to actually go back in and go into the habitat so you can see it. But I actually think we have it up there. Nice, right there. So it is one of these habitats where you really can put in a lot of time if you want to. I know me and my father would love to just sit here for half an hour, maybe an hour, just trying to find it. And my mom and my brother would be like, after 1.5 minutes, come on, we're moving on, we can't find it, come on, move on. And that's why zoo trips can be a little iffy for my family. Here you can see I actually reused a lot of the parts here for the climbing section. So this is, for instance, the same as this and the same as this. And again, these are also the same, just to build faster. And I don't think it's an issue the way I did it. Like, it's not like it looks super copied. And it's just amazing. Look how closely it just jump over your head. I did figure out maybe doing it lower, but then again, if you need your workers to get through with something big, or you have someone that don't want to get too close to them, then you can still get past here. Why do all of these keep coming? Oh, we have a moose that isn't feeling too well. Well, we will get there. And then I will try to figure it out. Of course, never wait this long if it's your actual animal. But because it's a game, we can. You see in here I made the water area very secluded, a little away from everything, both because this is far away from where they sleep and go up and have peace, so they will move through the main part of the habitat all the time. At the same time, the animals will be able to just hit out back here if they don't want any attention at all. Then we have some ducks. As I said, we have one there. Have one there. I feel like, yeah, we have one there. Only male ducks. But yeah. And over here you can't rarely see it. It's the keeper's entrance. Normally they would probably use this one. But yeah. Let's get out here. And here we have the domesticated goat over here, which is the Swiss Shannon. And over here we have the donkey, which is it's also domesticated, but it's the North American standard donkey. Yeah, I had it. It's some of these things you just know you know them, but not really. But you just need to remember it. We're gonna start with the goats over here because we are actually able to go in here. Oh, you just need to see this. And I feel like we need the snow now. It's Christmas, guys. We need the snow. I feel like this should be somewhere a thing you could pull apart if you needed this floor for something else, like an event in the summer or something like that. You would be able to move it. But I just love this. I'm just in love with that. But we can go in here. And maybe make it a little more cozy. We can make it like darker. This is 2 a.m. We don't have too many lights in here, but I think it's quite magical still. Especially in the winter where it will be this dark in a taiga biome for some of the year quite early. So it just, yeah, again, the goat habitat we have in here, so you can go in and pet the goat. Just gonna get a little light in here again, just so we can see it better. Maybe 9 a.m. fits very well. So you can go to here, so you can't actually go in there. And they can lay around where they want to. But you can't pet them if they enter the middle. Yeah, of course, had the weather been clear, I'm just gonna remove the snow again. I'm just gonna remove the snow. I know I just did it. But yeah. So here, as I mentioned in my video, we would kind of collab with a Christmas saving non-profit places that deliver packages to children where their parents can't and such on. So here guests can actually bring presents through the entire year in here and deliver them and give them away. And then in December we would have a day where we close down the entire zoo, and then kids that wouldn't be able to come into the zoo otherwise, couldn't afford it, for instance, they could come in here then free of charge with their parents and get a gift from Santa. We would have a Santa, of course, giving out all of these gifts to the less fortunate, and it's something I really wanted to build for a long time, and I think I managed to do it fairly well. I have the Christmas spirit in here, I feel. For me, Christmas isn't that flashy with a lot of color. It's more like a cozy feeling. So we have like, I would love to have living candles, but in here I feel like that should be a very child safe area, so I didn't use them. Instead we have the light off here, but it's all, you can see all of the decoration. They aren't too thought out, they're just like there, like a kid would do it, and that's a big part of the Christmas magic, if you ask me. And now they all went out. Of course they did. Then over here we of course have the reindeer because we just had to. They don't like to be inside, of course, because they are reindeers. But out here they are quite beautiful, and as you can see we did make a lot of snow inside of their habitat. And you can get over here and you can also pet them if they want to, of course. If they get close enough you can. You can also do that inside, but you can't feed them, you can't actually go into their habitat or anything like that. Here I gave them the forest in the background. Actually pulled the fence quite a bit back there, and they do enjoy laying down there in the snow, especially when we get too many people up here. They can go in there and get some peace, especially because their indoor area is not a piece at all, so they have that opportunity. They are quite beautiful. So let's the sun shine a little more. Once again we have this beautiful Christmas tree. I think that's from a I feel like that's from a, because I think I'm gonna be asked about it maybe. That's from a, oh, it's not there, it's here. There, North America. North America. There. So it seems like it's not from a mod, it is from the North American DLC. I think. I'm not sure, but I think so. You can also see here the type of Christmas tree. It's not the type we use here in the North. The North. Yeah, I live in North Europe, so I live in the North. Norway is placed higher, of course, so it's more north than we are. But I know a lot of countries won't think of Denmark when they think of the North. So here we have again the donkeys, and they have this L-shaped habitat. And as you can see here, I keep the Christmas theme on this side and not on the other, to kind of have a Christmas ends here kind of feel. Especially in the summer, you wouldn't like an entire zoo dedicated only to Christmas. I don't feel like that would be profitable unless you build it in a really big city with a lot of people around. I tried to change the color of this wood. This wood is from the Jurassic World Evolution mod. I tried to change the color so it fits better in with the colors we have over here, like this cold tone matte woodlock that we also put here, but still build it in a completely different material. So it's still wood, it's still the roughly same color, but it's still different, to kind of mark that something changes over here. And then we have the moose. And then we're gonna figure out why is our male moose unhappy. And I figured it out, because he's dead. So we only have 3 females at this point. We don't have any offspring. Yeah, it's kind of hard to plan when to do these, because when I planned it yesterday, I thought I have kids for all of the habitats, but maybe not. So up here you can see the entire habitat. Over here again I used some different wood, but still in the same color scheme once again. So this is the Arctic wood from the Arctic pack, and then I used this straw roof, which actually I don't think a lot of countries that don't have it think about it, but it's a quite normal thing to have in Denmark, in Sweden, in Norway, because it's just something that have been easy to build earlier. Nowadays it's so expensive both to get it built, but it also need to be retouched every year, and so and the burn factor of it, it's so expensive in what's it called? Not security. You know, you pay these people, so if your house burned down, then they pay you so you can rebuild. Those kind of people make the security so much more expensive because you have this roof that burns so easily and so fast. But here they come, the beautiful females. I really like this habitat. Honestly, this water area was not the plan. It was just like, oh, I need something over there. What I'm gonna do? Water. I feel like water is one of the things I build fairly well, if I may say so myself. I struggle a little bit with some things, especially really specific biomes. When you have a specific biome and animal that only live one place in one biome and one kind of plants, then I have a tough time doing something new with the same plants. You saw that a lot in Future Life Asia. Because we have so many different animals in here, I feel like I managed that a lot better. So here we have our timber wolves. And even though this looks like a wolf cave, it's actually just where the keepers come in. Oh, we have a little pup down there. And then I built this. I think I managed to get a picture of a wolf up there. I'm not sure. I really tried to. Yeah, I'm trying not to move too fast around. This tower I'm is just the stone and pillar all the way down. And then we have 4 tables up here, so it's fairly basic. But I feel like it works very well. There the wolves come. Oh, we have a lot of kids at this point over here. And you don't get too close to them at all. They can't get up here, but you still get a fairly good look. However, you will get, if you really want a good picture, you need to wait for them to get up there because you would only see their back. And for some weird reason over here, they walk on the water. Only on the edge somewhere. If they get out here, they will start to swim. But in the corners here, they walk on water, and I'm not sure why. Oh, I just want to show you because this is a little bit different from when I built it. When I built it, I just built to here, I think. But the trees here in the background, I added in at the last with the final speed build in here. I made another chain of mountains back in the back, even taller, gave them snow and added more trees. And I feel like it gives, even you can see the snow in here, it gives a completely different feel that you have that layers and layers in there. Then over here we of course have the little house where they can go in and they can feel somehow peaceful because it is away from where I am. I am the closest that they can see I am. So therefore I feel like they can get a good peace. And then when we go down here, the wall over here will stay the same height, where the wall over here will go downwards. And then we get in here, and then on the one hand we still have our walls, and here you can get closer, but it one-way glass, so it won't be an issue for the wolves at all. I'm just gonna go down here, I think, and you can get a pretty good view of the beautiful habitat. I'm so happy with that habitat. I think it's really pretty, and I also think like I gotten to a point where I'm really able to see which habitats that meant the most to me. Like this, you can see the love I put in here. This was a quicker build, and I think it was a little bit panicked. It is very realistic, however, that the zoos will build some habitats faster than other, and when they go in and redo a habitat for an animal they already already have a place to store those animals, so they have more time, they have more money to do so, where especially in the beginning you won't have that much money. So this is more realistic, and I still think it's pretty. It's not that at all. It's still pretty. I still like it. I like the wood a lot. I like all the way I went around and made these colorations with the flowers. I really like that. I like the way it's kind of a part of the main building and kind of not. And I like what I did over here, but the walls was just one of those things. Mwah. I love what I did there, and I'm so proud of it. Then over here we had the Formosan black bear. I did think about using the American one. But basically I didn't do that, based on then I would have to go out of the game, install the mod and out again. And I was on a time crunch, so the American black bear would have been half the size of the Formosan one. I think, however, the Formosan one is a better choice here, because as you can see here, we have a baby down there, and they can be really hard to see, especially because there's a space between their indoor and out there. So there's a place there where you would never be able to see them as a guest. And at the same time, you can run over here and then they will stand in the background, then you would go over there and then they're not over there. So yeah, the Formosan black bear is bigger and therefore make it more easy to keep an eye on it, basically. So we have that here, little Formosan black bear. Once again, a beautiful beautiful black bear that I really like. I did, however, when I built it, I needed to change out these logs because the ones I used apparently wasn't climbable. But now it works and they use it sometime. And down here you can see the fence for the tunnel they move over. Yeah, this is just the last part of the donkeys, and from here you also get a good view. So it kind of a centerpiece, all of this over here from multiple angles. And especially with the red sleigh, you will be able to see it fairly quickly from over here and be like, what's that? And especially if you have kids, you know, sometimes when you go somewhere with kids and kids see something far away and they will just, I need to go there, I need to go there, I need to go there. And then when they get there, they will already be engaged and really want to see what's it all about. And especially when it is volunteer work and it is this kind of boring, we need to help people stuff, I think it helps a lot to keep kids engaged, that they really want to be a part of it, instead of just placing the kids somewhere and telling them they should be better people. And it's not because I don't this on volunteer work at all. It's not what I intend to do here. It's just like a lot of the stuff can be boring for kids. A lot of stuff overall is boring for kids. So it's about finding those ways to really make it interesting for kids. Over here, after the Formosan black bear, we have the Himalayan brown bear. And I chose that over the grizzly because it needs less space. But it's basically have the same features in here. It's just like this is the same piece. It's just turned a little bit. The water is made with a different angle. Oh, and I have this fence to make sure that we don't get fingers in the electric fence. So that's the reason for that. And here you can see the water. Again, this is one-way glass, so the baby bears won't be too distracted when they come out for the first time. Again, bears take a long time to get out of their home when they're babies. It's a long struggle that they start to peek out, but they don't want to go out, so they go in again. It can take a long time, so therefore don't stress them any more than we have to. And at the same time, don't splash your guests, so that's a win-win there. Over here again, we have Madagascar in here. Once again, it's just what it looks like when you get in here. And again, Pusa is nowhere to be seen. But I did this little custom thing over here and I really like it. It's the faux rock pack mud I used, and then just every flower, everything. I wanted something that really could take the cold, so it's all tiger plants, but I tried to put it in with the color scheme that both worked with over here, but make it look a way where it fits in with the tropical plants beside them or behind them. So therefore I keep having these guys. Sorry about that. But basically make it feel more like one thing. Here you can see, here you can go down to our night house. But you can also see the fusa here. Oh, is that the fusa? No, that was a chair. Yeah, I know there's protesters. But we will get back to this area, don't worry. But when you get out here, you can see we extended the roof to go out here, so you can actually, if it's very, very rainy, you can get from here to there dry. Why are these placed like this? I can't. That's better. So on this side, I actually called it bear house. And I think that's what the video is called, but basically it's just, yeah, we have bears on this side, again Himalayan brown bear, and then we have the Formosan black bear over here, so you can see they need to go all the way from here and all the way over to the other every time they get out and in. So that's a little issue we work with. So I figured out on the other side here, picking someone that I can have multiple of. So it is possible that I think we have 10 adults in here, the giant pandas. So there's most likely both someone inside, someone outside, and someone in the middle all the time. And I feel like that helps a lot. But their indoors habitats are very boring, and that's pretty much inspired by every single zoo I went to as a child. A lot of zoos does this better nowadays. But when I was a child, a lot of animals' houses weren't intended for guests. So they would more be boring, just brick houses. And then you will see the beautiful outdoors that would be very small, but it would be outdoors where it intended to show off. But the thing is, again, I live in a colder climate, so therefore in the winter you guess will have to go inside if they want to see the animals. So I wanted to kind of reflect what I saw as a child. And we have 3 animals in here. So we have the Japanese macaque, then we have the red crown crane, and then this beautiful golden snoop-nosed monkey, which have this blue skin in the face, or blue skin overall. So the feet is actually also blue, and then it have this upward nose. So it's quite unique and quite beautiful, honestly. But let's get out here and see their outdoor habitat. I kind of mirrored what I did with the bears. So, in here we have the South American habitat, the first habitat I ever built for this zoo. So here we have the same, and you can again see back here where the giant pandas go in the background to get over to their habitat over there. And once again, you can see here with all of the layers of trees behind here, it really gives that effect that we are in the middle of these beautiful mountains. But let's get in here. Again, the golden snoop-nosed monkey. Of course, now they're going outside. Japanese macaque. I think all of the trees in here are climbable. It gotten a little bit cramped. I added 15 of every animal in here, so I deleted or I sold 5 of each. That helped, but after they got kids, it's again a little bit cramped. They can climb up there, the monkeys and the macaques. And I have a few things for them up there, but they can also climb the trees and they rather do that. But it gave a little more space, and then they have this beautiful bathing area, which I'm pretty proud of, if I can say so myself. So we have a meter dipped up here, and then we have half a meter up here. So you can see this one swims and this one walks, and I think it's quite beautiful. And the hot water with the snow and the mountains and the rocks, and I'm proud of this. I love when I build something I'm real proud of, and this is one of them. But I'm not as proud of this as I am of this. And this is the first time I see a giant panda actually using these climbing frames. But it's a lot the same, to be honest. It's a lot the same, but it's not as cramped. They have the same swimming pool, basically. Same swimming pool, the same a lot of stuff. The climbing frame is actually 2 climbing frames that I took from the other bears, and then combined it with this log here. But I really like the snow in the background. We have all of these beautiful flowers. We have the same coloration for these flowers and these flowers, which I really like. I like the snow on the mountain. You feel like the snow is coming really close here, but still afar. And you feel this is more like the snow from the actual mountains, where in the other habitat it was more like snow made for the habitat, if you can say it that way. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. I'm just not that button, this one. And again, all of the trees. It took a little bit of work to make it, but it's not difficult. It just takes time. But overall, I really like this. And again, you can see here the kids can play in the background without getting stressed up here. Again, giant pandas is this kind of animal that can be really stressed really easy. But if guests are respectful, then it wouldn't stress them at all. So it's kind of that middle ground. Anyway, we're gonna jump a little bit back here. So again, North America we have in here, and then we're gonna I did build here for our Arctic foxes, and we actually have a lot of them in there. I also think we have some kids in here, but I'm just gonna cheat here and go in because the coloration in here is beautiful. It is on purpose that I didn't add anything up here, because I feel like this is what a zoo would do. You see here, if you don't look for it, you won't really notice it that much, and it would be difficult to get the right color. So if you look for it, you will see it in either way. But they have a lot of enrichment here in the background, and then in the back it's pretty much just trees and bushes to cover the gate, because in a landscape like this, you would it would take away from it that you would see a giant gate in the middle. But we're gonna round the corner over here, and then we have a little food corner. You see that here, and a toilet block. So I wanted to make something for everyone. So we have here something that isn't food. I think we have an information center, which always important. Then we have the Arctic fox, the Gulby slush, and then of course a pizza pen, and then you can sit over here and enjoy what you bought. And then you can either sit down here and see the pandas take a bath. They haven't touched the water at all, but they should have. So that would be amazing. Or you can sit and look this way into the tiger habitat. However, they don't really get this much over here, which I think is the prettiest part. I see them the most over here, and I feel like this was very much 3 different things that met each other. So we have here, which is basic what habitat looked like when I was a child again. Stony custom rocks, water area, done. Where this is more what we built today. And then we have the indoor, which are cheap. It's cheap and it's practical, but it works, and that's the important part. And then we have this part up here, this tunnel, which again I stole the idea from the lady designer, and it's beautiful. Again, if I can find the exact video, it is linked below in that video where I built this. But if I can't when I upload it, then I will link her channel either way in that video. But I'm not sure I can find. I think it was like one of those zoos she built along with other PineHut Zoo YouTubers. So therefore, I feel like it may be a little difficult to find again. She made it a little bit different, another design, but the idea I stole for her. And as you can see here, the integration isn't perfect, but again it works and it does exactly what it should do. And then they get out up here and get down, and I'm so happy with that. And especially the idea for this was that I wanted two cats, and I wanted them both to have something like this, but I needed the keepers to be able to get through. It's not the biggest deal over here because it's tigers, so in most places if they could get through, then of course would the keepers also be able to get through. But if we go over here to our snow leopard, oh, we can just take a look. Should I just yeah, we gonna just see it from above here. Let me see. I think here you can see most of it. See what I talked about this modern natural habitat and this more 90s, maybe 80s habitat that have survived into this 2000s way too longer than it should. Wow, my voice is just today. Sorry about that. But over here we have the snow leopards, and they were the first one I built for, so I was afraid that not the snow leopard but the keepers couldn't get through. But they can, and they can also go down this angle, which I was kind of shocked that they could, but they did. So yeah, we have them in here, the beautiful kitty cats. Beautiful, beautiful kitty cats. And we also have babies. They do not have a swimming area, and that was something I chose to do. I still debating if it was the right choice, but I just didn't feel like this. Again, this over here was a very, very old-fashioned way of thinking habitats, and I wanted to combine that over here. And again, water holes wasn't something you gave animals unless they needed it back then, so I didn't feel like it would be right to give them that necessarily, so I chose not to, but I could have integrated it under here, for instance. So it was more like a historical choice to not do it, more so than it was an idea that I didn't want to do it. But again, they have the same. This is exactly the same actually. And then in here, its layout is a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing. They have a scratching pole, they can go up and they can go over. And that's what they need. So that's what I gave them over here. And I actually like the idea, like this was the original habitat, both with these and the tigers. This was the original habitat. Back in the 70s or 60s, they would only have the space. And then you needed to give them more space, so you have something else going over here. And then you would remove that animal to make this. And then you would give them like to the rocky area. Like this space, for instance. And then later on you went in and give them more space. And the same with the tigers, where they started inside and then the rocky area, and then they got the natural area latest. So maybe it's a progress where they will actually become even bigger later on. Yeah, just covered up. You could actually see the parking lot in here. But welcome to South America. And here we have a lot. We have a lot going on here, so I'm just gonna check it out here for a moment. We have the capybara, which I think is a fan favorite. Then we have the Colombian white-faced capuchin monkey, and the Galapagos giant tortoise, and the giant anteater, which I think is the ones we have from the game. Then we have the... oh, it keeps jumping. A black howler monkey, the golden-headed lion tamarin, the Yucatan spider monkey, and the Bolivian gray titty monkey. So we have a lot going on in here. And the idea was that they would climb up, and kind of like the lemurs, there are actually less animals in here than there were in the Madagascar. But because they stay on the ground and don't climb as they should, it seems to be so much more animals. And at the same time, they end up on the roof. I don't think we have any up there right now. It was the last thing I checked before starting filming. They'll get out there. I'm not sure how, but they will. So in here you can see the layout is a little bit different than Madagascar. The trees here is of course more. We have a little bit of tables here, but it's more like in the corner. I have a little bench here. Oh, now we're starting on that again. There. Then we have 6 exhibit animals. So we have the green iguana, the yellow anaconda, and the boa constrictor. So we have boa constrictor twice. Then we have the red-eyed tree frog, the Lehman's poison frog, and the Amazonian centipede. And then you can go in here to the gift shop, just like you could go in on the other side to the restaurant. Anyway, I think we're gonna go this way, and oh, we have the macros. We have a lot of macros, as you can see here. Beautiful. I think they are from the Birds of the World prop pack. It's called It's a Mod. Don't let it trick ya. It's a mod, and it's by Nicholas Linewriter and Aurora Design, I think. So we both have these animated. They will only fly in a circle, but I think it's real good for what we actually have in the game at this point when it comes to bird. But they also have different placeables, so all of them come in 2 variations, one looking forward and one looking to the side. And you can see we have a lot of colors going on, and I love that. So you actually also get the same feeling here where they fly around up here. And here you can see I chose not to make a handle or anything too high here, because I feel like this is enough so you know you shouldn't go down. It's not like I'm afraid that you fall down. It's just like you should know you shouldn't go down there. Yeah. And then we have the mist effect a lot of places, which I really like, but I also like that I didn't do it on the Madagascar one. I really wanted to make two very mirrored habitat, but a few things changed. For instance, that I thought the mist would be too much using in everything in this building, and we're also gonna use it in the basement. But also, like, this water area wouldn't make sense to do in the other one because we don't have any actual swimming animals in there. So instead I made that little pond and made the Fusa mirrored from this. So the Fusa habitat is actually what goes from here, and if you made the line continue over there, that's the size of the Fusa habitat. Then I made this beautiful climby thingy. Oh, we also have birds up here. And and over there. Yeah, we have a lot of them. Now once using this, they don't use it that much. And I really like this where they can run right over your head. It's quite unique, but hold on to your head because monkeys are thieves. Then we have more birds over here, and if you just squeeze down here, you can see all the beautiful animals. We also have some enrichment pieces in here. We have both the large and the small one. And then they would just play around in the water. Do we have a swimmer? I feel, yeah, we have a swimmer in here. So now you're coming around over here. Quite beautiful, if I may say so myself. So now you can get out like that. Oh. Capybara. So you can go out here. And then we are out with the Japanese macaque, the golden snoop-nosed monkey, and the red-crowned crane. And here where I told you you could go over and into the bear house. Again, I'm calling it a bear house. It's not a bear house, but that's what we call it. And this is actually our last look into the Fusa. And we still haven't seen them, so we're gonna cheat. We're gonna cheat. Where are you? Do we even have a Fusa? I feel like we should have. We have 3 Fusas. We have a pregnant... Oh, you're up here. Here's the Fusa. We have the entire family here. They're a little droopy, honestly. The mud is made. I'm not sure if it's the mud or my computer that won't work with it. A lot of things, like, they stop while doing something and then just stop and wait, and then they will continue later. Or sometimes if you've seen their jumps, they will jump in slow motion. It seems really fun. But as I said, they can go all the way down here, and keepers can also walk all the way on this. And down here, down there, and from there they can go in there and all the way down. But they can also climb these palm trees, so they can climb all the way up. So the Fusa can get up faster than the keepers. So we're gonna go in here, and now we're gonna go down here, and it's not the last habitat, but it's the last, like, show down here. So we're gonna start here on the left with the Chinese pangolin, and we're gonna cheat. If some glitching appears, I will turn on the light again if it gets too bad, but you can see here how beautiful it is. The purple light there is actually because we have a purple light down here shining up, and then because it hits the, you can see, you can't see it in here, it's because it accidentally hits the glass that it seems so weird. But this is how it should look. But PineHut Zoo doesn't do darkness so well. So you can see here they have their little hideout in here, which I think was a good choice, because even though you have one-way glass, people can still tap out of that be noisy or something like that, and in this way they just can actually just have their own space, and they would actually use burrows in real life. They don't appear to do that in this game, but in real life they would have a burrow they could go down into. Quite beautiful. Again, it's not a technical build. With the light on, this doesn't seem flashy at all, but with the light off, it's quite unique. So let's go in here, and we can start up here. This is our fennec foxes, and you can see the idea of it is exactly the same. Again, the purple is on the glass, doesn't appear when you get through. But the theme, the idea behind it is the same. We have the same backdrop, but it's a completely different biome. It's more an arid, deserty area. It's more bare, it's more cold. Even though the other one was also this cold blue background, the blue sky and that, it was still with a let me show. Warm tones from the trees here, and a lot of coloration from the plants overall. Where over here it basically just looks cold and bare, and I'm not sure if it's a common thing to know, but desert becomes very, very dark. Sorry, very cold in the dark. It's the sun heating up the sand because there's nothing in between. But through the night it can be freezing in the desert, and therefore it feels very, very right with all these cold feelings around it. I actually wanted to give them a little nice watering hole, but the space in here is fairly limited. We can continue in here, and this is our last showroom. So we have the 4 nocturnal animals that we have in the game of exhibit animals. So we're gonna start from the end here. We have the Brazilian wandering spider. Then we have the Goliath bird eater. Then we have the giant desert hairy scorpion and the giant forest scorpion. So that's the only 4 exhibit animals we have that's nocturnal in the game. And then I just made this because I love these pieces. I love these pieces so much, but I never get to use them. And I really like the color, this reddish brown with blue with the mist and all of it. I really like that. I really like the way this looks. It's exactly what I wanted, honestly. Yeah, and I just feel like a lot of children could, like, you have the seating area over here, so the parents could just sit, take a break, maybe heat up because you've been outside for a while, and then the kids could just leave their raincoat there and then with the parents and run around and play with these, which I feel like I would as a kid. Of course they need to respect the animals, but besides that, I would certainly do that as a kid. We're gonna move up here, so it's supposed to be daytime again, or light. Again, you can see here the giant difference when you get, just gonna show you here how big a difference it does. It's just not as magical as all with all of the light here. So I hope, could you imagine if we could get like I think with all the new they said that should come soon. It doesn't help to talk too much about it, honestly, because it will be out before this video. But I still hope that we will have like darkness as a biome, like a completely dark biome. So here we have two shops. We have over here, I think it's just a memento. And on the other side here, you can see it's actually the same shop. It's just two discs. We have Had Fantastic over here. And then we have all of these things. And most of them are from the gift shop pack mod. And on Nexus, you can also download a lot of these pictures I have placed on them. Again, the teddies over here, same thing. And then you can see into this South American habitat here. So you can actually see more swimmers here than you can from there. And you can also, if you don't like to go into the habitat, you can go here. But then you would have to go to the basement to get outside, I would say. And then over here, I just had a little centerpieces that if you got inspired from our Santa Village gift shop something area, you could get a little bit home with you from here. But I think that's pretty much it, guys. So I'm gonna do like this. And yeah, I have no idea. Here, oh, the mountain thing, you can see here the layers and layers I made of mountains. Yeah, again, I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna zoom upwards here so you can get an idea of the layout. Again, it's not a big zoo. I didn't really have the time to make this a really big zoo as I really wanted it to. But I still think it's became really well. And I really want to ask you, please comment in the section below. Which habitat do you like the most? And if you comment that, then maybe I'll also comment, do you like it the most because of the way I showed it off here or the way I build it in my speed build? Again, there's no rules. If you want to watch one and not the other, it's fine. I just put my content out there and it's up to you, the consumer, to decide what you want to consume. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here, guys. I'm not ready to give up on this zoo because I had more I wanted to do. For instance, this building was supposed to be a walk-through building, so you had more zoo over here. Wasn't able to do that, of course. But besides that, I'm happy with how it turns out in the crunch time I have. And I hope you like it too. So yeah, you know the drill, guys. Like, subscribe, and turn on the bell notification so you know the next time I upload a video. I really hope to see you again at the end of the comments below or in the next video. Bye, guys.